Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's topic is using prepositions in adjective clauses. I'm going to teach you how to use prepositions in adjective clauses. Look at the first two sentences. Jamal is a good teacher. I learned English from him, or I learned English from Jamal. Okay. So now, if you want to make a non-restrictive adjective clause, so you bring your adjective clause after Jamal. If you want to make it restrictive, you bring your adjective clause after teacher. So both ways are possible. For example, you can say Jamal, comma, from whom I learned English, is a good teacher. Or you can say Jamal is a good teacher, no comma, from whom I learned English. Okay. So let's do the first way. Okay. Jamal. So in the second sentence, remove him, I mean the object pronoun him, okay? And use from right after the noun Jamal, but you need a comma because this is a non-restrictive adjective. So I'm going to use a different color from for your preposition. Jamal, from whom I learned English, is a good teacher. Jamal, from whom I learned English, is a good teacher. Now your adjective clause starts here, okay? If you use the preposition at the beginning of your adjective clause, formal. If you use it at the end of your adjective clause, that will be informal. In spoken English, you can do that. Okay, so I forgot a comma over here. We need a comma before adjective clause and after adjective clause because it is a non-restrictive adjective clause. So now the second way, look, you can also say Jamal, whom I learned English from, is a good teacher, is a good teacher. Now, if you use the preposition at the end of your adjective clause, it becomes informal. If you use it at the beginning of your adjective clause, like here, it becomes more formal. Okay, this is how we use prepositions in our adjective clauses. Don't forget, if you use preposition at the beginning of the adjective clause, it will be formal, okay? If you use it at the end of your adjective clause, it will be informal, or somehow in spoken English, it's very common. I mean, native speakers use prepositions at the end of their adjective clauses when they speak in a just normal situation, okay? When it's not something academic, okay? So, look at the second example. Did you download the movie? I told you about it, okay? Now, the second sentence gives some sort of information about this noun movie, right? So now we write the first sentence up to that noun. Did you download the movie? Of course, you know, there should be a question mark here. And now I told you about it. So what do? In the second sentence, you remove the pronoun it. And after that, you bring the preposition at the beginning of your adjective clause. So here you say about. About which I told you. Did you download the movie about which I told you? More formal. But if somebody says, did you download the movie which I told you about? Which I told you about, that will be informal, okay? And because it's a restrictive or defining adjective clause, we can use the word that too, okay? So we can say, let me just write these two more ways quickly. Did you download the movie which I told you about? Okay? So now look. Did you download the movie which I told you about? If you use the preposition at the end of your adjective class, it becomes less formal or informal, okay? And you can also use the relative pronoun that instead of which. You can say, did you download the movie that I told you about? That's also possible. Why? Because this is defining or restrictive adjective class, right? So you can also omit the relative pronoun and you can say, did you download the movie I told you about? That's also possible. But don't forget, if you want to use that instead of which, okay? The relative pronoun that instead of which, then your preposition should be used at the end. You cannot say about that I told you, okay? That I told you about. Or if there's omission, like if you omit the relative pronoun, again the preposition should be used at the end of your adjective clause, okay? So it becomes something like, you know, spoken in spoken normal English. If it's not very formal English, kind of, you know, formal written English, or you know, a speech that has already been prepared to be given at a sort of formal environment, so it's considered to be normal or informal or spoken English, okay? So, yeah, this will be very formal. I mean, Jamal, who I learned English from, whom I learned English from. I mean, so yeah, it's, again, in spoken English, you can hear native speakers saying like, who I learned English from. I mean, even in the subjective case, they say who I, but the best idea is to use whom if it's subjective case, whom I learned English, or from whom I learned English, okay? Let me give you some old examples. Look, Kabul is the city in which we live. Kabul is the city which we live in. It's kind of related to the previous point of view, you know, because we used to have a preposition there too. Okay, he is the man with whom I work. He is the man whom I work with, or you can even hear native speakers saying, he's the man who I work with. Okay, you got it? Instead of whom I work with, they say who I work with. Even in this objective case, if the preposition is used at the end, so that is something spoken, right? Okay, the student to whom I gave a book yesterday is not present today. Is he here? No, he's not. Where is he? The student to whom I gave a book yesterday is not present in the class, right? The student whom I gave book to yesterday, or the student who I gave book to is not present today. Okay. Atarut, English Language Academy, at which you learn English, is located in Kabul City. Atarut English Language Academy, which you learn English at, or that you learn English at, I mean which you learn English at, not that because non-restrictive, okay? Which you learn English at is located in Kabul City. So at is your preposition here in this adjective class. If you use it at the beginning of your adjective class, more formal. At the end, okay, informal. There are a lot of, prepositions. To, on, in, at, from, with. A lot of prepositions. So I want you to make examples and use prepositions in your adjective classes. But if you use your preposition at the beginning of your adjective class, that will be formal. And if you use it at the end of your adjective class, that will be informal. And I want you to use both ways, okay? When you're giving your example and you use the preposition at the beginning, try to use it again at the end of your adjective class too. You ready? Is there any confusion?
No.
Everything is clear?
Yes.
Okay. So,
I got a new job for which I have applied.
Okay.
I got a new job
Which I had
have
applied for. Okay. Yep.
I know the doctor. I know Dr. Ahmad is talking to him.
I know the doctor to whom Ahmad is talking, okay? Or with whom Ahmad is speaking. I know the doctor
To whom Ahmad is
talking. Or I know the doctor whom Ahmad is talking to. Yes. Come on.
Ahmad from whom I bought a book is an intelligent student.
Ahmad from whom I bought a book is an intelligent student. Now,
Ahmad,
whom I bought a book from
whom I bought a book from
is an intelligent student. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I found out
Uh-huh.
the professor with whom he's assistant. Is it correct?
I found out about a professor with whom my uncle's works.
My uncle's works.
I found out about a professor whom my uncle works with. Okay. Pakistan and Iran are the countries from which we import a lot of products. Okay. Pakistan and Iran are the countries which we import a lot of products from. Okay. Or that we import a lot of products from. Or finally, Pakistan and Iran are the countries we import a lot of products from. So omission is also possible. Keep in mind, if your adjective class is defining or restrictive adjective class, you have 4 ways. Okay? You can use preposition at the beginning, using which in your adjective class. You can use preposition at the end of your adjective class with which. You can use the preposition at the end of your adjective class with that. Okay? And you can finally omit the the relative pronoun, and you use the preposition at the end of your adjective class. So don't forget this. Yes, come on. Some more examples. Yep.
This is the store from which I bought these books.
Mm-hmm.
This is the store I bought these books from.
Yes. Oh, this is the store that I bought these books from, or this is the store which I bought these books from. So 4 different ways. Okay. Yep.
This is the station to which I lost my phone.
At which
At which I lost my phone.
I lost my phone.
I lost
This is the station at which I lost my cell phone. This is the station which I lost my cell phone at.
This is the book from which I learned a lot of things. This is the book I learned a lot of things from.
Okay, yeah, omission is also possible.
He finds her cell phone, which he was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Or he finds her cell phone
For which he was looking perfect. Mhm. Okay. Winter is the season during which English courses have a lot of students. Winter is the season in Kabul during which English centers have a lot of students, right? I use the preposition during. Mm-hmm.
She is the woman about whom I told you.
Mm-hmm. She's the woman about whom I told you. Correct. Now the other one.
She is the woman
Whom?
of whom about I told.
Whom?
Whom I told you about.
Whom I told you about. Use your preposition at the end of your adjective clause. Okay, so this much is enough for today. Okay, yeah. Yeah, have a great time.
با فراگیری زبان انگلیسی در اتارد، اهداف اکادمیک و مسلکی خود را تعقیب نمایید.